Wouldn't be the first time, won't be the last. So Isabella, my name is Mrs. Hildebrand. I am the programming and software development teacher here at Clay. I also teach the foundations class for this program. And I have now, this is year 10 for me here at Clay, but year 29 overall as an educator. I am one of the few real computer science teachers that actually have a computer science degree. So it's unusual, but I'm glad I have it because that means I actually can do most of the stuff I at least teach. But in today's world, kids do know more than I do, so that's okay. I like to learn from them. Andy, you can introduce yourself.
Yeah, sure. If you don't know me, my name is Andy. A few things about me. I am class president for class school. I am also the president of Business Professionals of America, or BPA, something we'll talk about in probably a few minutes. Another thing is that I am one of the announcement voices in the morning on a normal day, not on non-hybrid day for you. So I'm one of the talking heads behind the phone. So yeah.
So Isabella, can you tell me what made you decide to check us out? Don't be shy.
I'm just looking to see what I kind of want to do. I kind of just got interested in this group first because of the Java programming and stuff like that too, and everything. But that's about it mainly.
Yay! I always like it when I see girls that pop in. When I got my computer science degree, I was literally one of 2 girls in the program. And I feel like that's just the way it always is, and that's okay. We can be out there. So I am going to share my screen and go through a presentation. So as you know, you are in programming and software development right now. This is a 2-year program. Both each year, junior year and senior year, is 2 blocks long. The normal schedule puts juniors first and second in most of the career tech programs, and then seniors are 7th and 8th. So this here is the class of 2018 seniors that we had. That's one of my bigger classes that I had. That was a fun group. So here's a little video. So if you would choose to join programming and software development, there are some certain courses that we do take. In your junior year, I am doing this big, massive like switch of everything this upcoming school year. So our programming class, currently we teach Microsoft Visual Studio, and we use Visual Basic inside of that. But through my advisory team and through different, even BPA for that matter, and Microsoft, have discovered that Visual Basic is kind of leaving the industry, and it's no longer even going to be supported by Microsoft. So through their recommendations and doing some of my own research, I am looking at switching to teaching Python your junior year along with C#. Python, on that first chart, you will have seen that it was number 3 in the top paying jobs for programming languages. In the top languages altogether in 2021, it is number 2. It was number 1 in 2020. It surpassed Java and other languages and has moved up and down the chart there. But it is a pretty simple syntax that makes it really easy to read, learn, and to use when you're first starting out as a programmer. So that is what we're looking at for next year as one of our main programming languages. The second one will be C#. And for many years, C# was at the top of the list, but it has moved down a little bit. It is currently in 5th place for 2021 and in 7th place here, and I forgot what it was on the top pay charts there, but I think it was 6. So it is still a pretty developed language, and it is still supported by Microsoft. Microsoft Visual Studio has a C# section, and it's a part of their .NET library, and so we can use it to gain an industry credential, and we can also use it in Unity. It is the backbone of Unity game engine. It allows us to program different elements in games that we want to create. So kind of goes hand in hand. The second course then will be game design and development. That is the design part. We use what we call Blender, and we learn how to 3D model and to create some animations inside of Blender. Then we can import those models into Unity, and we can use those as well in our game environment. So Unity has some basic things already built into it that you can use when you're first starting out and learning about it. But when you want your own stuff, you can build better things in Blender and bring them into Unity to use. And this is also, once again, where they use the C#. So in game design, if you like the artsy fartsy side, then you want to be the designer usually. And if you like the backbone of making things do things, and that is the developer side. Most schools, when you go on into game design, want you to know a little about of one or the other. So if you want to be the programmer, you're still going to learn a little bit about the design element. If you want to be the designer, you're still going to learn a little bit about programming. And so then Andy is going to show you some Unity.
Yeah, so like Ms. Hildebrand said, Unity uses C#. So this game that I am going to run in a minute, there we go. This game runs completely on C#, and all of these elements in the game that you're seeing, like the walls and whatnot, you put these in using Unity, and Unity basically pieces everything together and creates this playable game. So this was a very, very quick game. And if you are interested in this kind of stuff, you can actually go on Unity's website, download Unity for free, and start with these little mini games. They're actually really fun.
Andy will be the first one to tell you that he is not a Blender fan at all.
Yeah, that's just personal preference. I do not like Blender, but your mileage may vary.
Yep, and like I tell everybody, usually your first year working with Blender, you hate it. It's just the way it is. And I am not, I tell the kids as soon as they come in, I am not the artsy fartsy, like artistic type of person. I like to design stuff, but I definitely can't draw a face or anything like that. So in Blender, that sometimes is very limiting for me because I don't necessarily, I'm not good at, yeah, the art part of it. So, but it's, by the time you use it a lot, you get more familiar with it. And if you are an artsy fartsy person, then you are able to create really amazing things. Blender happens to be a very, very powerful free program that's out there, where things like Maya and other 3D engines are, they do have free versions and they have education versions. But if you want to be a developer, then that's usually a big buck type of money behind those versions. So back to me sharing. So anyway, then your senior year is your OOP programming class, which is Java. And I heard you say Java when I was asking you about it. This is our senior course option number 1. There are going to be 2 sections of this next year. There's going to be the AP section where as a senior, you can sign up for the AP version, or you can just be in the regular class version of the program. I use the same book for both. I just do a little bit more to get you ready for the test if you're in the AP section. So over here, if we look at our little chart again, Java is number 7 on the highest paid programming languages out there that companies need people to know. And it, like I said, it's also the AP language. This is also a college credit class anyway. As long as you're in the state of Ohio, you can transfer these credits to a different college that you have applied to. So you don't necessarily need the AP. The AP is a more seamless transition, especially if you go to an out-of-state college, but there are college credits associated with this no matter what. The second class then, at the moment, it might change by the time you're a senior year, I don't know, but the senior course number 2 right now is going to be the mobile apps, which is currently offered the junior year. I did swap for the future game design and mobile apps just because I think to do your senior project, it will be nice to have game design already done. So that way, if you want to design your own game, you can start on it pretty quickly and before your senior year. So mobile apps, then we would not use MIT App Inventor like we do now. We would use probably Android Studio, and it is Java based. So that also goes along with the other course. So we're learning Java, and then we're actually making things with Java inside the different programs. You can see kind of sitting behind me, there is the 2 little humanoids. We have Mork and Mindy. They also have a Java SDK that can be attached to them. So we can also program them in Java. And then they also have a puzzle piece, is what we usually use to start out with to learn how to program the 2 robots. This group of students here is my class of 2019. Unfortunately, I don't have a picture of last year's class because, yeah, we all know how last year ended. So then the final thing you do your senior year is that capstone project I was talking about. And this is where, going back to the video, where computer science really isn't like it was when I got my computer science degree, where a bunch of geeks worked in little dark closets and all that good stuff. Computer science is so much more involved. It is in every different type of business that you want to be. So whether you want to be a game designer, a developer, or if you want to work in Google, or if you want to work in the medical field, if you want to work in the agriculture field, if you want to work in the theatrical field, there are needs for people with programming skills in all different areas. So that's why you can be a computer scientist, but you can also do something else you love as well and be able to tie the 2 things together. at this point as well, you should have an opportunity to be able to earn a couple industry credentials. We have what we call the Microsoft MTA software development credential. That would be with the C# language. And then of course, Unity certification. They are developing more and more parts of Unity. The basic one is what we're looking at, but they are adding more and more certifications in the Unity as well. And that brings us to what Andy was telling us he was president of, and that's our Career Tech Student Organization, which is Business Professionals of America. As soon as you enter any career tech program, you're a member of something, whether it's BPA, DECA is marketing, skills is the majority of everything else, except medical, and medical is in HOSA, and ag is in FFA. So in BPA, we do a lot of different things. One of the main things we do is competitions. We have a regional competition, which we are doing right now this month of January. Then we have a state competition that happens in March, if you make it. And then from state, you can qualify to go to nationals. So like I said earlier, this is my 10th year here at Clay, and you can see we've gone 9 years in a row to national competitions. The only year we did not go was my first year because I had no idea what I was doing my first year. So didn't even know what BPA was. But I don't like to lose. I'm very competitive, so the kids know that. And I usually have a few that are able to go on. Andy has qualified 2 years in a row to go. Unfortunately, DC last year was nixed because of COVID, but he did qualify to go on. And then these blue push pins, this one down here in Florida is the one we have this year. So we're back in Orlando again this year. Your junior year, we would be in Texas and Dallas. And then your senior year, we would be back in California. So I've told the kids like that are in my sophomore foundations class, you kind of have the best 3 trips because it's Orlando, it's Dallas, and it's California. Can't ask for better 3 trips together. The kids that had to go to Indianapolis, that was not fun for them, but we did really well. But it's like, oh, that's just next door. It's not warm and sunny. So these 3 trips are always in the warm and sunny section. So it's a good set of trips to be a part of. And these are just some pictures of the different things with BPA. We do fun activities when we go to national competition. This was the one in Dallas. We get to fly there. We get lots of fun. Yep, that's Mr. Schmidt. I don't know if you had Eagle Tech, but he helped chaperone that year. And so we went to an aquarium. We went bowling. We did lots of things. And then this was Anaheim, California. So this was the 2019. So once again, this is also the state competition down here. We went to Medieval Time Show, went bowling again that year. We went to the Santa Monica Pier. We went to Disneyland. So we do fun things as well as compete. And then we bring home lots of hardware. Just a shout out to the 2 best actual programming type of finishes. We had fundamental web design. Lane finished first his junior year in Dallas. He finished 5th then in Anaheim. And then Tommy and Joey as seniors in Anaheim, they got 2nd place. And then their junior year, they got 7th place in Dallas. So at this point, I just want to really ask you if you have any questions before we do a small little activity.
No, I don't have any questions. You can go on.
So do you dabble in programming now, or is it something you just want to learn?
It's just something I want to learn.
Awesome. So the activity we're going to do is really kind of really basic, but being in the COVID situation and being you're there and I'm here, it's just something easy to do. So in the chat, I sent you a link to the online site we're going to use to do this. So we're just going to create a little mobile app. If you want to click on that link. So when it first opens up, you should already be logged into Google, so it should just ask you a few questions, and eventually you're gonna get to this screen and you're gonna hit the continue button for the splash screen. And then you, of course, have nothing here right now. So we're just gonna name your project whatever you wanna name it. So I'm gonna call this Per.
Wait, you said you put the site in the chat?
Yep,
It's not in there.
yep, try again. Let's see, oh, stop share, go back. Oops, I didn't hit the enter button. That's why. There we go. So we should have a screen that kind of looks like that, where you see an empty phone screen in the middle. What we want to do is open up the lesson that goes along with this. So on your tab in your browser up at the top, you're going to right click and just say duplicate. And then what?
The only thing that popped up was the terms and service for it, so I don't know if I had to get through that first to be able to get.
Did you look at your tabs and see if it's like a tab that's, so one can notice a second tab opened and the original tab was up like next to it? Is it up in your Chrome thing? Your browser window?
No,
The what?
no. No, it's not.
Okay, share your screen. Do you know how to share your screen? Here we go. Let's see. Yeah. So just delete up in the address bar everything after that slash. And then hit enter. Why does it keep on with the at? Are you signed into Google right now, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Go back
Maybe
and
scroll down. Like on her page. Yeah. Nope, never mind.
So just that's the first one to do this today. So go back
Oh,
up.
wait, there's two scroll bars. So like
Oh yeah, I see that.
scroll in the gray area. If you go to the if you look to the right, there's another scroll. There you go. Now
There you
click
go.
I accept.
Yay. Good eyes, Andy. There you go. So hit your continue on that splash screen there. And then start a blank project. Give it a name. Practice per kitty, cat, whatever. Whatever you want to call it. And then hit OK. Now right click on that tab that you just created up there at the top. No, up on the top of your browser. The tabs. So go clear over to the right, close to the X for the window. And just right click on the active tab. So next to those three little circles.
Wait, where are they at?
So like you have your Cami tabs, and then this one that's open up at the top.
Mhm.
So just right click on that tab. That's just right click on the tab. So we normally left click, use the other mouse button, and right click.
I don't know why, but my right click isn't even working.
Well, that stinks.
Try and do two finger click on it. There you go.
And go down to duplicate. And then go clear over when it opens to the left side. And you'll see that where it says MIT App Inventor in the gray underneath your bookmarks. Click on that little B guy. Just hit continue again. And then click on that little, scroll back up and click on where it says MIT App Inventor. Okay, so I'm gonna stop your share. So when you do that, you're on this screen. Oops, I gotta share. Little brand. You're on this screen. We want to go to this light ball section in the middle here. Say get going. And then we're going to scroll about halfway down. And you're going to see this hello per. We're going to click on the link for that. And the only reason why we're really using this right now is because we want these two files. So you'll see two bullets. One says the kitty picture, one says the meow sound. So we're going to right click on the picture and save link as. So Andy said what, 2 fingers on the mouse pad, right clicks. And then we'll hit save. Make sure you see where it's saving at so you know where to go to get it. And then do the same thing on the meow, right click, save link as, save it. And then you can close that tab if you want, once you have those 2 items. And this will take about 3 minutes to do. I know we're a little bit over. But hopefully you can stay and finish it. So here in the palette section on the left, you'll see there's this user interface tray. The very first thing under it's a button. So we're going to click and hold that button and drag it to the white section of the phone and let go. When you let go of that button, this properties section on the right shows up. If you go down to the bottom, you'll see a text field called text. And it says text for button 1. You're just going to highlight that stuff inside the box and press delete. So the text goes away. And then we're going to go up to the image section. It currently says none. We're going to click there. We're going to upload the file. And then we choose file, and then you go find that cat picture that you got, or any picture for that matter. I don't really care what the picture is. And we choose open, and we choose OK.
It's not letting me highlight the text box so I can delete it. Or the button thing.
So are you trying to highlight it on the screen, or are you highlighting it over in the property section?
I believe on the screen.
Don't do it on the screen. You gotta go over to where it says properties. So clear over on the right, there's a whole like long rectangle section. And at the bottom, there's a field called text. And then underneath it says text for button 1. You're going to highlight that and press delete.
I got it.
Yay. So now from that text field that you just were in where you deleted, you're going to go up to the image field and click where it says none, and then upload a file, and then choose image. And then find that kitty cat picture you saved. Click on it, open, okay, and then it should appear here now in that white section of the phone.
I got it.
Okay, so then go up to the box right above where it says width, and right now it says automatic. Click there and choose the option fill parent. That just makes a picture touch from the left and the right side of the phone. Now what we want to do is have the user, when they click our button, we want it to play that meow sound. So we need something that's going to allow us to play a sound. So back over on the left in the palette, we're going to go down to the media tray. So it's like 2 green bars under the user interface. And inside of media, you'll see this player option. So we're just going to click, hold down, and drag it and drop it on top of our kitty cat. And it pops down there at the bottom of our phone. So then all we need to do is click up here on the left where it says blocks. So above the properties section, the very top of your screen, it says blocks. We're going to click on that. And then back over on the left, you'll see all these different options that you have. Clear at the bottom, there's a button 1, and we want to click on button 1. And that very, very first puzzle piece that pops up when button 1 is clicked, we want to drag it out somewhere on the big white section. And then right underneath button 1 over there on the left, there is a player 1. We want to click on it. And then you'll see a group of purple blocks. And the second one is the player.start. So we want that one. So if you have an Android device at home, you can actually play this. If you have an iPhone, it's not going to play. But if you have like an Android tablet or anything, or someone in your house have a Samsung or something, you would be able to run this program. They would be able to click on the button. Now, when we do this in class, like when we have live sophomore career days, you guys have tablets, so we can actually play tablets and all that good stuff. But so to make it work, you'd have to go up here in the gray section where it says build, and then the QR code reader, the app provide QR code. And then it just processes your puzzle pieces that you put in into machine language. And that's what compiling does. And it'll make it be able to play this sound. Like I said, if you were in person, we would be able to hear the sound and we would do it, but we're not. So that's the bummer part of the virtual world. So do you have any questions you still need answered about the course? Anything you want to ask Andy? He'll tell you the good, the bad, the ugly. Don't be afraid to ask.
No, I'm all right.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Awesome. I hope you're still considering joining the program. Girls can make lots of money in scholarships and field if they choose to be in computers, because there's not enough of us.
That'd be my top choice. Of all of them.
Awesome. You have a good day.
You too.
And if you have any questions, you can always come down and talk to me. So.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.